Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the AVS show, coming to you straight from New York City. Hi everyone.
Hi.
We want to thank you once again for tuning in to our channel. So go ahead and subscribe, like, share, and after the show, go on Instagram and follow us at the AVS show. Hey everyone.
Hey.
I'm super excited. We're going to talk about some huge topic today.
You look very French today.
Oh, thank you.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Yes.
Bonjour.
And you are serving me hair.
Yes.
Just a little something light.
Okay, so speaking about hair and weaves, we're going to talk about cultural appropriation today. So Vogue magazine, the Bible of fashion, they came under fire after they posted Kendall Jenner in an afro hairdo. I don't know if you guys saw that picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so they sent out an apology tweet apologizing to everybody because everybody was saying that it was cultural appropriation. And a lot of people said they didn't have to because it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you guys how you guys feel about cultural appropriation and are Black people too sensitive over this topic?
I definitely think that people are too sensitive because those hairstyles were done in the 1800s by the women in Paris. Like they had the big wigs that they used to wear, and they were styled in those similar fashions. So it didn't look so to me like it was 70s Afro. That was a very different kind of style that she had.
And before you get into all of that, can we define what it is? What is cultural appropriation? What do you feel like it is?
So cultural appropriation is when you, as a Black person, is taking somebody else's culture. You, as a white person, is adapting someone else's culture. I don't think what happened is, cultural appropriation. We're kind of out loud. My dear sister is sitting down here with long hair. You know it's not that hair.
Just points
So
me
who
out.
did we get it from? See me with short hair.
Black people.
Tomorrow you see me something big. It's not my style. This is not for me. I mean, I know they've said that the white people have taken rap, they've taken braids. We're crying out loud. We take things from them as well. Nobody's killing themselves saying that we are committing cultural appropriation. Why all of a sudden are you in your feelings over this thing that doesn't even look like, it looks like a bird's nest, doesn't even look like an afro.
It doesn't.
First things first. So why is there a whole uproar about this? I don't get it. It's nuts, please.
My issue is not about even the cultural appropriation. My issue is why Vogue is apologizing to her, because I had Vogue apologize to her.
Really?
So does it mean she was upset that Vogue put her in this image?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the whole idea of them having to apologize for something that their creative stylist or whatever brought about on her image. It's probably why they're apologizing to her, because she got caught in the crossfire. But I don't think they should have issued an apology, period. I mean, it's fashion. Fashion will bring about the merging of cultures, whatever style that is in Vogue, past Vogue, bring it back. Even the picture that came out with Rihanna, I think it was in the UK where she had the thing. Isn't that supposed to be indigenous like the Asians? Why didn't they go jump off a bridge off of that? Now they are getting in their feelings about this one. It makes no sense. Vogue shouldn't even have
I think
apologized.
cultural appropriation is really it's things that, because when you take something from somebody else and you make a lot of money from it, right? Like for instance, like Macklemore winning the Grammys, right? And he won the Grammys for Best Hip Hop Song. So imagine that, and there was like Kendrick Lamar, there was so many people that were in contention, but it just feels really weird when as an industry or lane that you kind of created, and then somebody else is really like thriving off of it or feeding off of it. That becomes like, then it's like, I think that's when cultural appropriation is like, oh, this is a problem. But I think that no matter what we do, they're going to emulate our style. Like I do get mad when I see Oyibo people wearing Ankara. I get very mad.
Okay.
I'm upset about it, but I understand
Why?
it's because it's like it's art. This is something. Can we have something for us?
Okay.
But why
And
don't
it's
you get
specifically
mad?
for
You
us.
can't.
Well, why can't you get mad when you're wearing their clothing? They brought the clothing to
wearing
Is this their clothing,
Africa, right?
or did we?
They brought it to Africa though. Like the
It's made in
pants
China.
and-
Well,
Yeah,
they
China
brought
clothing.
it.
Answer it. When you
They
ask
brought
it.
it.
Yeah, they did.
So she asked you a question. Ask that question again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why don't you get mad when you wear their stuff?
But this is not their stuff, though. Is it?
Is
just,
that style?
How's it their style? This is
The
their
pants
style.
and
This is made in China.
And nobody's that's
It's Chinese style.
Yeah, but it's not American. It's not African.
It's not Indian.
I think the issue comes in because a lot of people think American doesn't have a culture, right?
Yeah.
Culture is basically how people live, their
Yeah,
style,
life,
what they
yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
When you go back to Nigeria and you dress like this, they're gonna say Oyibo style because they are known
true.
for that.
You're right.
So for me, I'm gonna break this down into two. So when it comes to culture, like I said before, it's the way of life. That's how people live. You know, when it comes to their food, the way they dress, music, and all of that. Appropriation basically is when you take something from someone without their permission.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the whole idea of wanting to ask permission before using something is ridiculous.
Totally.
You cannot ask permission from every single person before dressing like them or eating their food or whatever the case might be. So if you come to my tribe and you're saying that, oh, I want to dress like an Ewe man, so I'm going to ask permission. What if the next person says no? So for me, cultural appropriation is bullshit. Especially when you live in America, you cannot claim it. This is a mixing pot where everybody is here.
Yeah. But then how do you even know who, if you're to ask for permission, who are you going to ask for permission
That's what
from?
I'm saying.
Is it that they have like the king of, or the, are we going to ask
king of
Trump?
weave or the king
No,
of
the person
President of
in
the
charge
United
of
States.
granting permission to use a particular culture. There's nothing like that exists in nature.
So
it's
I'll
all
come and meet
dumb.
a black person. I'm like, oh, I want to cornroll my hair. Can I cornroll my hair? If the black person's okay with that and goes, oh, sure, right now, I don't see anything wrong with that. And the next person goes, no, wait, why the hell would you?
It's disconcerting because I'm not wearing a Scottish kilt. I'm not doing that. People have done that, but I'm not wearing Scottish material. I'm not wearing European style with the furry hat and all that stuff. I'm not doing that. So like when I do see them in Ankara or they're even, I know you guys are going to get mad at me. I even get mad when I see them doing Afrobeat videos. That they're doing dance videos.
Okay,
I get upset.
Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that.
I do, personally.
R&B does not belong to Africa. Hip hop does not belong to Africa. Sarkodie is doing hip hop. Nasty C in South Africa is doing hip hop. Nobody's upset.
So
he's making a lot of money off of that. It's not about black. Black America has their own culture too. Here, Africa have their own culture. So you can't be mad because they're doing Afrobeat music or Caribbean music, or Drake is doing Afro-Caribbean music. Africans are also doing foreign music. I feel that the whole cultural appropriation thing is bullshit, just like Charlie says.
I think it's right.
It's total
That's why we have
bullshit.
opinions because
you have to learn, you have to travel, you have to cross culture, you have to learn about cultures, and you have to express anything that you find attractive. So there's nothing bad about it.
I actually think it's flattery. I feel like when you meet someone, and I mean, you meet someone, you go to someone's place, you know, maybe I go to Ewe, and I see your material, I see the food, I want to try the food, and I say, oh, you know what? I actually went to Ghana and I had their food, it was amazing. Oh, and this is what I brought back. You should see me in it. It looks nice in it. I'm reliving that experience that I had. I enjoyed it. I liked it, and I want to be a part of it. I might not project it in an evil way or a negative way, or even perfectly too. But I'm trying, and I feel like it's flattery to even think that it's okay for you to want to accept somebody else's, because you know this is the world we're in now. People are not so accepting of each other, and when you get to the point where you find yourself accepting someone else's way of living, someone else's culture, it's flattery, not trying to take advantage of it or trying to abuse it. But you just you're flattering the person by taking on the person's
And I hear what you're saying, Glitz. I hear what you're saying. But if you're going to say that, then I expect you to come in here wearing your afro. You know, I expect you to come in here.
I always wear my natural hair.
But today you're not. Today you're not.
I'm because I want something different.
Okay, so why can't you give the same benefit of the doubt to somebody else?
Who's to say this is a style that is just European, right? It's a style. It's a hairstyle. Hairstyles cannot even hairstyles are hairstyles, right? We're not talking about hairstyles. I'm talking about when I see a white person, Oyibo Pepe, wearing Ankara and they are doing our things, but they are not advocating for Africa like that. They're just coming to Africa to live that experience. It's like a fetish, right?
Not all of them, though.
Some of them are. It is. It's like a fetish.
I disagree.
But that's
so you
my
want to tell me,
opinion.
so before you can enjoy somebody else's culture, you have to do something for those people?
I don't.
No.
When I travel to Europe, I'm not going there.
So the
to wear
point
their
is,
outfits.
you can because you want to appreciate their culture.
Yep.
You know, you can do that. If you invite me to your Nigerian wedding and I decided to wear Ankara,
or my Ghanaian wedding,
or Ghanaian wedding, or whatever wedding, or an Indian person invites me to their wedding and I wear their Indian outfit, is that cultural appropriation? I was invited to it. I want to enjoy, their culture, and I want to be part of it.
I think it's also the context. I think it's the context of using it. You're not talking about if I'm invited to an event and they tell me this is what we're supposed to be wearing, I'll wear that, right? But it's the context of how it's used and how people are not how.
So what is wrong with this? What is wrong with the context?
I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I said that.
Okay.
I don't think anything is wrong with this because this is not a hair. It's not even an old school Afro hairstyle. This is a hairstyle that was done in the 1800s.
Okay, so let's discuss this picture then. What is wrong with Justin Bieber rocking the dreads? What is wrong with Beyonce appreciating the Indian culture and Taylor Swift hip hop? What is wrong with that? When you see that picture, how does it make you feel? Because when I see that picture, I'm like, okay, they want to be part of it. They want to be part of, the clique and all of that, like you're saying.
I just want, you know what? I've always had a question. I want to know how white people get their hair to mat up. I can't get my own hair to match
Hairspray.
up.
What do you
How
mean?
do they? Because I see them like there's some people I see with like really long,
You hair
thick
wax
dreads,
now. Hair
and like
wax.
how did you get your hair that is bone straight to match up like that?
Hair wax.
That's,
I want to
that's
know
a lot
from
of
Blitz though.
effort
Like
that
I
goes
was
into
saying,
it.
what do you feel? How do you feel when you see that picture?
I think they're musicians, so they're expressing. I guess they're expressing their stuff within
Oh,
their
so
videos.
now,
Okay, so now an exception.
so now only musicians
Musicians
can.
are allowed to
So, I mean, if they
copy
want
other
to, I
cultures.
just think that I don't want to act like I'm biased, but there's certain things that I just don't feel comfortable with. There's certain things I am comfortable with. There's certain things that I don't want to see
So the
because,
exceptions to the
like
rule.
the exceptions to my rule. Okay, so the exceptions to
Gotcha.
my rule in that sense, because the reason why I'm so adamant about the encouragement amount of material because it's being replicated in China, and I don't like that. When our people could be working on making the wax Dutch, the wax fabric in Africa, so that's why I'm a little bit in my feelings about that
But
because they're
every-
you know like and those that's why I'm in my feelings. Literally. Our culture, like literally everything that is being made in Africa is being made somewhere else and brought back to Africa.
okay.
I don't like that.
Well, when I talk to people, I think
Yeah.
this is where they're coming from.
Yeah.
When black people do certain things, they describe it as ghetto. They describe it like what is going on.
Yeah.
But then when Taylor Swift does it,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's edgy.
Yes.
When Kylie had
Yes.
those braids, it's like, oh
Yes.
wow, it's like the new thing. So I think that's where it's coming from. Like, oh wait, hold up, we've been doing this for years and years and
Absolutely.
years.
Nobody
Absolutely.
paid attention.
And nobody paid attention
appreciated
to it. So I think that's where people are coming from because when Vogue puts it out there, it makes it seem like it's
Trending.
something new and trending.
But then in one of the states here in the States, a girl was made to go home because she came to school with her hair in an afro.
Even
So
somebody
it
with
kind of
dreads
begs
was
the
sent home.
right. So it kind of begs the
kid.
question: why is it okay to be publicized like this? But then it's a problem when I embody what it is that I believe in, and then you have to send me home from school because I have an afro. So if, like you said, if they do it, it's fine. But when you embody which is yours, your culture, it becomes a problem. So how do we?
Why is it because they do it well or they do it better?
They don't
than
do it
us?
well. They
Oh,
just
that's that question.
It's not because they do it well. It's because they are
Well,
white.
wait.
Oh, okay.
It's because they are whites. They are majority, and that's just the bitter truth. He has already said it all.
No, I don't think it even really is the color. I think it's just the whole idea of projecting it on a large platform with like all the glamour that comes with it. It's Vogue.
It's
Oh my
because they are
goodness.
white, my
Whatever
sister.
it is. Have you seen the fashion that goes on the runway? A lot of things that they wear on the runway is like, what is that?
Haute
What
couture.
is that? Or
called
the
couture.
clothing that Rihanna had on. The layer that's
You're not going to wear
dress.
it on a regular day. It
No,
doesn't even make
there's ready to
sense.
wear and there's couture.
Exactly, but like when you see it, it's questionable. Like, what is that? But because it's on the runway, they're like, "Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks nice." But really, it doesn't. It's hideous.
It's
So why
it's
don't
terrible.
we put it on our runway?
Why don't we put one on our runway?
Like what you're saying, like if they put it on Vogue or Ben's Fashion Week, it's like a thing.
That's
right?
another thing too. So we as black people, we tend to always tear ourselves down. We don't build ourselves up. Whatever it is that you do, oh honey, that's trash. But then the same black people are the ones that would accept it when you see it on the cover of Vogue. So when you say put it on our runway, you put it on the runway and you're like, oh, but that's tacky. How can you come on the runway with a bird's nest on your head? That's terrible. But then you see this and you're the first person to grab a copy and say, oh, did you see the style on Vogue? That hair is popping. I'm probably going to try it for next year. We tend to break ourselves down.
I think it speaks to the fact that we're that white savior complex that we always have. That we wait for
That's
white
the
to
fact.
say it's right and then we move.
So do you then
Thank
go
you.
ahead
You know what I'm saying? That's a problem because what white says, oh, this is what's happening right now. We're
Then
going to move in
everybody
this trend.
accepts it.
We're going to move in this trend. And till, even with Afrobeats, till some of the white big producers and the big record execs said, oh, this is the trend. This is what's happening. Then all of a sudden the
Yeah,
world
the
opens
world
up and
opens
it's
up,
in.
exactly.
And this has been around forever.
So that is not the majority thing. It's a complex thing.
So
It's
would
a
you now
white
say,
thing.
would that now tie into what Kanye West has said about the slavery being a choice?
Oh, he can
Oh
go
my
and
goodness.
Yo,
Debbie?
No.
When explain yourself because
Debbie.
you go in detail.
Okay,
yourself.
because I mean, we've had that incident happen already, it's past. But people are still dwelling, even though you have more than enough platform to actually break free from that rubbish, which is the slavery mentality. People still find themselves
enslaved mentally.
Exactly.
And
You-
seeking
you have-
validation from the white man
exactly.
before
So
they
do you
say
then-
they're relevant.
My point exactly. So do you then say that what he's, in some sense, what he said is actually true? Because look at what we're talking about and see how it still keeps tying back to that same white slave, that white savior.
White validation, white validation.
Seeking
But
from
that
those.
has been ingrained in you. That is in your DNA. In all of our DNAs that have ancestors that have been taken into slavery, they have broken you down with those Jim Crow laws.
Yeah, but who's going to change that?
It's been broken down from the masters. They broke people down. Do you understand that trauma that these people went through for slavery that we're here is going in your DNA till now?
Yeah, but
like
who's
that
going to change that? When is that
How
going
is
to
it going to get
change?
changed till our boys are not getting shot on TV?
Timani, as the doctor of the show, can slavery be ingrained in our DNA?
Ingrained? No.
No.
Slavery cannot be ingrained in your DNA.
The
But
trauma
fear and trauma can be instilled in you, in your personality, even as a kid. So what they used to hold us down is that fear that we are not that relevant. They always give that impression that they are always better than the blacks, and the black will always seek validation from the white man.
Okay.
But we didn't grow
before they
up.
stay
But that's the
relevant.
thing. But we didn't. A lot of us did not
We
grow
were
up in
not
that
born
era.
then,
So why
yes.
do we still keep? Why do we keep going back to that? I mean, why do we keep acting as though we were in that era? We weren't born in that era. This is a completely different era. So why
Yes.
are we still doing that?
Yes, it's a completely different era. But just like Mandela said, nobody was born to love or hate, but we were taught so.
Right.
You understand? So even though those generations have died and they've passed on, the generations that came after them were taught the same thing and the same thing down to today, both on the black side and on the white side. Our ancestors were scared. They taught their kids to be scared. The white people were superiors. They taught their kids to know that they are superior and better than the black people.
So you now see the
So
sense
it
in that
hasn't
statement
changed.
you now see the sense in the statement that Kanye West made.
Slavery is a choice.
Yeah, it gets to a point. Yes, it gets to a point. There is sense in it. It gets to a point where there is sense in that.
Slavery is
It
a
gets
condition.
to a point
I rather
where
say it's
it
a
becomes
condition
a
better
choice.
rather than a choice.
In the case where it becomes a point.
How is it a choice when they're raping you and they're
But
doing all
that's
that
not
stuff?
ongoing now. I'm talking about mental slavery is what he meant. I think the problem with
It's a
what he said
condition.
then was the delivery. We know exactly what he's talking about. The
But
fact
we're
that we've
still
gone past
enslaved.
that and
we still are in silos. Our social security numbers, everything. We have shackles on us still till today.
The
With
entire
finances and
entire
everything.
America has social security going on though.
But
No,
our
but they
security,
know
our
the
social
black-
security are connected to black people.
Are you
They have
serious?
different numbers that go with black
Yeah,
people.
you
Did you
don't
know
know.
that?
It's different.
We've got the same
The
numbers.
black people's
though.
socials are different.
So with that now, with the social security that you're talking about and the black, and what does that now do? Is it that with your social security, if you go for a job, they will use your social security and say, oh, you're not going to get the job, or is it by your name, or what is it? Besides the color
Speaking
part.
about jobs, let me just
besides
touch
it-
that for 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you worked in a place for 5 years? Constantly knowing the technical know-how of everything, and then somebody just comes with a degree, a white guy, and they make him the manager, and you have to teach him how to even do the job, and he's your manager, and he has a better pay than you.
That has happened, of
That
course, in a lot of
happens
places.
everywhere,
Yeah, that's true.
everywhere in this country.
Slavery is still happening and racism still exists.
Of
No,
course,
it does.
true.
It does.
What I'm saying
but when
is-
it comes to slavery, I think we are only looking at it from one direction. Not everybody was forced to come here. No. Our forefathers sold some of us
I know.
to the white people. So when you're talking
And the
about
Arabs.
slavery, don't be like, oh, we're forced. Our great forefathers were some of them were greedy and they sold us.
But they were, if
but
you were
the slaves
you were
didn't have a
sold,
choice.
you were forced. The slaves didn't have
The
a choice.
slaves didn't
You were
have a
still
choice. The
forced.
leaders
Even
did.
if you
The bad
are the
leaders
leader,
we had back
so
then.
they're still being forced to be slaves because they're being sold to be slaves. So this is something that enslaved is even the word, because you did not make let me
I want
sign
to
up
go-
on
nobody
this.
said they
I
want
want to
to
go
go.
on
People are
this
still
sheet.
going through
I
that
want to go
today.
here. I want to go there.
Glaze, people are still going through that today, and they were enforced. They were sold a dream, and when they come here, they are doing all sorts of jobs,
Case in point,
prostitutions, and
Libya.
all of
Yeah.
that.
The stuff that's
as
going on in Libya.
So we shouldn't look at it from one direction.
I
It should
understand-
be
I
all of
understand
it.
what you're saying
But
about
when,
looking at it from
I
different
think
directions.
when it comes to slavery, and you said something, you said they are taking everything from us. Can we have this for ourselves? It's like, sis,
I
nobody's
don't agree
stealing
with that,
anything
though.
from you. Nobody is stealing your culture. Be proud of your culture, invest in your culture, and we'll go as far as you want it.
I
You
still
see?
feel uncomfortable with it. That's just that's my opinion.
Then-
And
Okay, so then how would you feel
I
somebody
feel-
look right
Yeah.
in your face and
Yeah.
say, I feel uncomfortable you
Take off
wearing
your
all
wig,
of
take
that?
off your
I
clothes.
feel like you guys keep referring to my hair. I
Because
don't think
it's
you should
a
refer
thing.
to my hair.
It's-
It's not a thing. It's something that's sewn. It's a cap. It's
Okay,
a
but
hat.
And what do you
It
think?
doesn't
What
belong
do
there.
you think?
It
What
doesn't
does
belong
the
there.
street
And you
glaze?
cannot
When you
compare-
wear
You
when you
cannot
walk down the
compare something
street,
that is culturally created for a culture.
Ankara
to
is
think,
so too,
Ankara
sis.
is
yeah,
Ankara
but
is
I
so
know
too.
it's so
When
too,
you
but
walk
you
down
can't
the
compare
street
something that was
with your hair
created.
all the way straight
It
to your back
doesn't
crack, what do you think
matter.
you're
My hair
selling?
not even down to my back.
But what do you think you're
I'm
selling?
sorry, I will not
What do you think you're selling?
Something that's
It's
culturally
comparable,
relevant.
sis.
I think that
I'm
your
sorry.
mental perception of this whole cultural appropriation is a little bit biased.
And it's my
Because she
opinion.
thinks
Yeah,
that only
because
black
you feel
only
like
white
you
people
feel
Nobody
like
can change
you feel
my
like
opinion.
you should own and keep your culture, but you don't
You
want
don't
to let
wanna
them
share.
own
You don't
and
wanna
keep their
share.
culture.
They can keep their culture. Why can't they keep their culture?
All right, take off your wig.
You have
Why?
to strip
I'll
pose.
take
That's the
off my wig. It's not a problem.
Not your
It's
wig.
not a problem. Why are you guys keep on pointing out my wig? I don't even like
Your
it.
wig, your
Why do you
eyelashes,
keep pointing out?
all
you,
of those.
you two, the things that you have on are not even not from
But
your
I'm
country.
willing to share, sis.
Okay,
I'm willing
but
to
it
share
doesn't
my
matter. It
culture.
doesn't really matter.
You're not
It's
willing to
just
share.
that
I can take off
it's
my hat
just-
right now. I can
it's
take off my
just-
hat right now. Take off your wig.
It's just
Take
a
off
hat.
your wig.
It's
No,
just a hat.
she's not gonna do that on
It's just a
TV.
hat.
Oh,
No,
please.
that's not the point.
What are
That's
you
not the
talking
point.
about?
No,
Wait,
I'm
well,
sorry.
We are too sensitive.
Charlie,
man.
I'm sorry.
Relax.
I will continue being sensitive till they stop killing
But Charlie,
black folks on the
nobody's
street.
killing.
Until then, until it finishes,
understand that
until
glitch,
something
right?
happens to you, then you know.
The stance that Blitz is taking,
I
right,
understand the
represents
point,
a
Blitz.
lot of people that sees things this exact same
yeah.
way, where it's okay for me to use mine, use yours, but then you can't use mine. Take you have to take permission for you to use my culture or wear my clothing or do my hairstyle, but then I can willy-nilly do yours because guess what? You have wronged my ancestors in the past, and so I'm entitled to use your culture, but you can't use mine.
I think the
Your
fact
ancestors.
I
Do you
don't
know
think
your
that's my.
ancestors?
Nah, I don't know my own.
Okay.
That's what I'm
My
saying.
grandmother,
I don't want to say. I don't want to say
Alright.
that. I want to say the fact is that if you're using my culture, or you know about it. I feel like people just do it because it's trendy, right? Do you know about it? Do you know about the culture behind kente, behind Ankara? Do you know the culture behind Guinea brocade? Let us talk about why these materials are used when those.
But I think we are also
don't
looking
want
at it
that.
like black and white. Nigerians be stealing our cultures as well, and Ghanaians also be, taken from Nigeria as
We're
well.
the same people, so it doesn't
We are
matter.
the same people.
We're the same
Not
people.
everybody
We are
believes
the
in that,
same
though. Not
people.
everybody
We are
believes
the
in
same
one
people.
Africa,
We are
though.
one
Not
Africa.
everybody believes
That's
in one
fine.
Africa.
That is your business.
No,
It's not mine.
Even
I
in
don't
Ghana, we are not all the same people.
What
We
you
eat different
think, and
food.
I care what and it doesn't really matter. It's my opinion.
All right, so let me ask them how they feel about this topic. As you can see, it's really, really heated.
Oh, wow.
We love you for watching. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Until next time, you're watching the ABS show. This is MinaTV. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.